I've got this monstrosity that was my original build getting me into mining. I started out with one RTX 3090, planning to use it for photo editing, video editing. I've since added two 3090s and SLI. At one point in time I had two water-cooled cards in there, cooling off the same loop as the CPU and just going through a radiator, which created a ton of heat and actually made the CPU run a little bit on the warm side. The memory junction on the back side of the card would get extremely hot. I had fans everywhere on this thing. It sounds like a tornado when it runs. Even with the water cooling, I had fans running all the time. I've got three in the top. I added speed holes to the top of the case to try and improve the cooling. I removed the door off the front of the case, and the large fan that sits in front of the case that also pulls stagnant air out of the area. It's a mess. From a specification standpoint, 32 core Threadripper, 64 gigabytes of DDR4, 3600, somewhere around there. So it's a decent system. Power supply is solid, plenty of output for the cards. I've since swapped in two FTW3s 3090s, which I've been running to mine, and then the actual entire server has been running as a Minecraft server for my daughter as well in the background. So it just runs continuously. It serves Minecraft and does mining and heats this room up something awful. I'm going to take the two cards out, add this backplate and front side water cooler. I've got two of each. So I'm going to water cool both of them with EKWB front and back. So I'm going to assemble it into a new case. It actually has a separate area for the radiator and the PC component, so I'm not dumping heat back into the system or trying to manage some goofy airflow. Between the water cooling and the processor and the cards, I feel like I'm going to be pretty good from a cooling capacity standpoint. In order to address the issue of one cooling loop, I plan to use the chiller that's currently on the mining rig in the other room. I'll run that to supplement the cooling of the radiator. Obviously the heat's still going into this room, so I'm hoping that this is going to allow me to dump the heat out of the room and into the main space where it can then be picked up by the air conditioning and spread out through the house and managed. You know, in the spirit of mining sucks and everybody hates it, I do plan to run Port Royale on this one that's running on the chiller, and then I also plan on hooking this up to the swimming pool. Looking for help on settings for overclocking for Port Royale. If anyone has some ideas or some recommendations on how to step that up. I plan on running as much cooling as I can through this system with the swimming pools, running through the heat exchanger, seeing what I can run on Port Royale. I hope to end up on the leaderboard. With your help, I end up on the leaderboard in Port Royale with something that's kind of hacky. I'll show the swimming pool and maybe bring some links back to this and see what happens with it. Get the other system running on the heat exchanger and we'll see what we get. The next time you see this, it will look all shiny and new. Well, it'll still be hacky, but not quite so much. So I'll try and do what I can to make it look decent. So that'll be on my list of things to do this weekend. Talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot. Like and subscribe, please, to see more of these videos and to be notified as soon as I get the next ones out.